From the Lightning, we have Kevin Shattenkirk and Barclay Goodrow. Media, please raise your hand if you have a question and identify if your question is for Kevin or Barclay. We'll start with Steve Weinel from the Associated Press.
Hey, guys. For you, Kevin, you guys have managed to kind of score some goals now on Anton Khudobin in the past couple games. What are you guys doing better the last couple than you did in Game 1?
I think we're getting more pucks to the net, maybe not looking for that extra play or the extra pass, just trying to get as many pucks towards the net with guys in front, guys crashing the rebound. So just kind of a more focus on just getting the puck there and going to work from there.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
This is for Kevin. You played against Victor Hedman before when you were in New York. You have a different appreciation for how good Hedman is when he's on your team, and why is he as good as he is?
Well, I think I certainly had high standards for him coming into the season. I've always kind of thought he's been, the best, if not one of the best players and defensemen in our league for a long time. And I just think that his drive to be the best, I think that's something that, when you look at some of the best players in the league, they want these challenges and they want these opportunities to prove it. And I think he rises to the occasion in the toughest moments. But just when you go to his abilities, I mean, to play the game at his size and be able to skate the way that he does and have the skill set is just it's unbelievable. So it's fun to watch and great to be able to play alongside of him now.
Kevin McGran, Toronto Star.
Barclay, I'm sure you've been asked about this before, but I'm curious your take on what went through your mind when you got traded and whether you think, because it doesn't always work out for a trade deadline deal that play as well as you did and adapt as quickly as you did to the team. Do you think maybe the pause and having a full training camp with these guys helped you get to know them better and be a better Tampa Bay Lightning rather than a short runway to the playoffs, you had a longer runway to the playoffs?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, whenever a trade happens, it kind of, it's a big adjustment. You're coming into a new group, you're moving to a new city, you're trying to get settled. There's just a ton of stuff going on. So I think the pause was really beneficial for myself. I think just to be able to get more comfortable with the group, get acclimated within the city, and then coming back, just being able to have pretty much a full training camp with the team. I've said it before. It feels like I've been here the whole season. It feels like the trade, didn't happen this year, but since we were able to have a full training camp and kind of get used to the systems and just get a lot more comfortable, I think my game was in a lot better place after the break than when the trade first happened.
Emily Benjamin, NHL.com.
Questions for Kevin. Just the fit. You talked a little bit about the fit a couple of days ago with this team. Why has it been so good? And to think back to where you were last summer to get to this point, was this something that was in your mind that you could have envisioned then?
No, I don't think anyone could have envisioned it. I think, in my mind, when everything happened last summer, my goal was to get myself in a position to prove myself and show that I could still be a player in this league. And, I think the added bonus was landing in Tampa. And like you said, I've talked about the fit before. It's a team that plays a style of hockey that, really highlights what I do as a player. I think as a right defenseman on this team, you have the luxury of playing with one of three guys in McDonough, Sergachev, or Hedman every game, and they're outstanding defensemen. So, all those things kind of came into play. It's been the perfect storm, and I think, through it all, it's just been fun to be back on a winning team and back in that winning culture. And there was some hard years there in New York, and there was a process, that we were going through. But when you jump right back into a team that's Stanley Cup ready, it really drives you as a player to be your best and make sure that you're fulfilling your role.
Kyle Bukauskas, Sportsnet.
Hey, for Barclay, you mentioned that it feels like you've been here all year, and I guess part of that would just be because the amount of time that has gone by since the trade deadline. But I'm wondering, like, when you first got into Tampa, like, how did the guys that are there already go about making you feel comfortable and then part of things right from the beginning?
They were amazing. They were very welcoming, very, just great guys. I think there's tons of character on this team. That it's such a tight-knit group that it's they do a great job of welcoming you in, and not only the players, but the coaches, the trainers, the management. Everyone was great from the get-go, and right from the start, I knew this was going to be a fun place to play.
Joe Smith, The Athletic.
Yeah, this one's for Kevin. And no matter what, you'll be out of the bubble in a week, but you've been there 7-8 weeks now. Just what are some things that the team has done to help you guys, get through this mentally, whether it's activities or books at all, that kind of maybe helped you guys get through that kind of a period?
Well, they've done a good job of obviously keeping us in touch with our families, getting some support videos from our families sent, and letting us know how much they're watching us back home, and as well as the fans. I think we've surrounded ourselves here in the bubble with a lot of different mementos from Tampa Bay, and they're letting us know, obviously, that the fans are following us, which we knew, but it's great to have that constant reminder every day. The bubble has been it's been all business for the most part, especially since we've gotten here. I think we've been playing a lot of hockey in a short amount of time, so for the most part, we're just getting ourselves ready for the next game, and there's not too much else to do. So we're trying to stay focused, play cards, whatever, read some books, and like I said, take your mind off the game for the days in between, and make sure that your body's ready when it's time to go.
Jason Hills, Tampa Bay Times.
Yeah, this question's for Kevin. The playoffs are a grind, and this year you've seen some back-to-backs, and most times teams will go to their backup in a back-to-back scenario, but you've ran with Vasilevsky. What's your backup Curtis McElhinney been like as a teammate during this run? Is he a vocal guy on the bench? What's he like?
I mean, he's been phenomenal. He's he's not an overly vocal guy as it is, but he's not someone who pulls anything away from the team and the momentum that we have going. He certainly understands his role, and he stays ready. I mean, it shows who he is as a person. He's obviously been in this league for a long time, and you saw what happened last year when he was asked to come into the playoffs for Carolina and how well prepared he was. So I think he keeps that mindset and uses that as a source of, a good example for the other guys who are out of the lineup and trying to come in and ready for their chance. Curtis has been a professional the whole way, and that can be tough on a guy, especially with family at home, but he's certainly been one of our greatest and kind of most fun guys around to be around, because he's just a breath of fresh air. He can take your mind off of things, when things maybe not going so well for the team.
We have time for two more. Dan Rosen, NHL.com.
This is for Barclay. Barclay, you look at their top line, their best players. Jamie Benn, no goals, no points. Tyler Seguin, no goals, no points. Alex Radulov, no goals, couple penalties. What are you guys, in particular your line, what are you guys doing well against them?
I think our line, we, no matter which line we're playing against or what players or whatever, we like to play the same way. I think we're a line that's not, we generate from a forecheck. We like to, get pucks in deep. I think we're a pretty physical line that likes to, take away the other team's time and space by getting on the body. So I think it doesn't really matter which line we're playing against. We're gonna play the same way. And if we do happen to play against the top line, then I think we take even more pride in trying to shut them down.
Last one, Arpan Basu, The Athletic.
Hey, this is a question for Kevin. Obviously, you've played in back-to-back nights on numerous occasions. It's rare to see it in the final. Is there anything about playing a back-to-back at this stage of the season that makes it unique or more challenging or different?
Not really. I think, especially at this time of year, you just focus on the first game. We have the luxury that we don't have to travel and worry about any any sort of issue there. It's just a matter about worrying about tomorrow and not really even looking forward to Game 5 because tomorrow's such an important game. So we're kind of laser focused on that and making sure that we realize it's going to be a much different game tomorrow. It's not going to be 5-1, 5-2 lead for most of the game. We're going to have to battle for it, and we know that they're going to come out hungry because it's a desperate time for them as well.
Guys, thanks a lot for the time. Appreciate it.